I got to be part of an angel choir in heaven once, and today I'm going to tell you about it. Hi, my name is Dakota Lee. Ooh, the light's cool, but you can't see me. Hi, my name's Dakota Lee. I have a gift to see in the spirit. I'm a professional animal communicator, and God has been letting me visit heaven since I was 12 years old. I felt this invitation to come up to heaven, and I accepted it. And everything was a blur at first. I closed physical eyes, opened my spiritual eyes, everything kind of blurred, and then all of a sudden, movement stopped, and I had arrived in what looked like the middle of the sky, just floating in big, puffy clouds. But I heard something. And as I'm scanning around, listening, there's this beautiful, I don't even have the words to really describe how gorgeous it is, but basically it was an angelic choir. A choir of angels singing for God. I had turned, I think what was it? It was a little to the left, and then my eyes caught them. They were nestled in the clouds, like a chunk of stadium seating, and it was probably about 50. I think it was about 50 angels at layered choir seats. And there was a conductor also nestled in a different cloud. I could almost draw this out. You know what? I might draw this out and then put it here. But there was an angelic conductor with his podium in front of them, facing them. And they were singing. Oh my gosh, they were so beautiful as they sung. And I just felt myself, I couldn't help it, drifting closer. And they had a spot for me. In the second from the top row, which I guess is sort of in the back, which is fine, that's fine. I do not mind. There were some angels that I could clearly tell it was not quite their turn in that moment. Some other angels were singing, and they motioned to me, come on over. There was a spot. So I basically float on over and fly on through and nestle between them, and I get to be in this angelic choir. And I'll describe the feeling because I'm not going to be able to replicate the sound, but there were some angels that were being basically conducted to sing small solos, and there was little groups that held different, the different pieces of the choir. But I think it was like the mezzo-soprano section was singing almost this tiny solo, and that's what they were practicing, and everyone else was waiting, and they were harmonizing. They were a group of 6, and they were harmonizing among themselves. Like that itself was a choir. And they were listening to that, and I could feel the beat. And there's this feeling that came in me that like arrested my soul. It's like their sound just sort of, I felt like my heart was literally being picked up a little bit, like physically being picked up a little bit in my chest. It wasn't, but that's what it felt like. And so the conductor had them sing that little part, and then all of a sudden he still had one hand on them, asking them to continue, and then he took another hand, and that must have been the signal for the majority of the rest of the choir, because all of a sudden the rest of the choir sang this note. I wasn't even expecting it. And when I tell you how beautiful it was, and nothing compares. Like, I'm not even hearing it right now, and this is just the memory. The swell, and there was literally nothing else I could do but listen. And then I got a nudge in the side, and I looked over at the angel next to me who was singing, and she was basically motioning, you too, hun. You're in the choir with us. You too. And so I opened my mouth and sang a note, and magically it matched up. And I got to be a part of this choir, and I got to add into this choir. I'm still speechless. The rehearsal was very different. The conductor didn't really speak very much to the angels. Someone was singing at all times, and his hand motions were more than enough to cue absolutely everybody. I think in a lot of practices that happen on Earth, the conductor stops everybody, talks for a moment. Okay, we're going to try this section. Angelica, that just came out. I don't know. Here, you try this tone. You do the little bit this with this part, and then we're going to, end like this, and kind of a prep But these angels had been singing together for so long, they needed no such verbal instruction. They got all his hand motions, they got his eye contact as he led them through this singing. And as I was listening and got to sing a few notes with them, I remembered another part where the angels on my row were not required to sing for a certain section. I kind of very quietly asked the angel next to me, who had motioned me like, come on, girl, you sing too. You're part of us too right now. How long does practice last? And she goes, years. Practice lasts years. And I go, okay, there's no way. I am here for a visit. There's no way I can stay till the end of practice, that's for sure. That's the difference between angels and humans. Angels can keep going without a break for years, and humans definitely need a break sooner than that. I asked if any other humans tried to join, and she goes, oh yeah. She goes, there have even been a couple humans that stuck it out for, I think she said somewhere around a year. Like they made it a long time before they needed to go rest even in heaven. The angels singing, they're just a whole other breed of singer. And they're working, they were made for this. They were made for this. They were made to sing and to sing God's glory. Unforgettable.